Hey folks, today I'm going to be replacing the mainspring housing on my Range Officer Champion with this Ed Brown mainspring Magwell. This is a drop-in part. I'm not that concerned with blending it to the frame or anything like that. So this is more or less a drop-in part. So what I'm going to be using is I have the little retaining pin for the factory mainspring assembly. Because this has the ILS, this will just kind of keep all the parts together when I take it out. And, if you lost this or didn't have it, you could use a paper clip or anything else that's about the same diameter and will fit in the hole. I'm using a punch to get this pin out. Not required unless your grips cover up this hole, but I'm going to be taking the grips off, number one, in the event that I actually do need to hammer on this pin because it might be in there rather tight. I'm not going to damage the original grips, but I'm also going to be changing the grips at the same time, so might as well take them out. Other parts that I'm going to need are the internals for a standard 1911 mainspring housing, which is your mainspring, the retaining pin, and the two end caps for the spring. And that's because, again, with the ILS system on the factory mainspring assembly, that's not going to work in a aftermarket mainspring housing that's not machined for that. So with that, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is simply remove the existing grips. And again, this would not be required if your hole isn't covered up. You can tap it out without a problem. So now that the factory grips out, first I'm just going to see if I can push this pin up. Well, actually, sorry. Always forget about this ILS. I'm going to capture that ILS assembly spring here and take the pressure off it at the same time by dropping that pin in there, then releasing the hammer. And the one other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a rubber band to hold the grip safety in. And all that's going to do is hold the sear spring in place for when I take the mainspring out. Just makes it so I don't have to take this whole thing apart. Alright, so let's see if I can push this out without use of, nope, I'm going to need to tap that just a little bit to get that pin to come out. So add to the list of tools some persuasion. That pin will come out. And out comes the original mainspring. You can see in there, if this will focus on that, there you go. You can see that silver shining in there. That's this little clip that we put in, and that's holding the mainspring down along with the top cap. That's normally held in by this little pin in the mainspring assembly. So we're going to take our mainspring and drop it down into the hole, put our end cap on there. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go the other way. There we go. Drop that in there. Pop that in. And use this punch. This pin goes in from the back. There's a little bit of a relief in this hole cut out for the head of this, the head of that pin. Nice, it's always ending up right in the shadow. There we go. You can see that has a little head. So I'm just going to compress this spring down in there. And now it's captured by that pin. I'm going to slide this keep this on camera. Slide this on there. Make sure that the hammer strut ends up in the right location. Right down into the assembly there. And then take the original pin and I'm going to do this on camera. And we're just going to drop that right in there, like so. And then we'll just tap it back down. Until it's flush. Now we'll just function check. Seems to be working. Grip safety still working. Thumb safety still working. So that's all good. Now we're going to put the grips on. I'm just going to make sure that that completely clears the safety, which it does. No problem with clearance on the plunger tube, so that's good. Alright, and we'll just screw this back together again. You don't want to over tighten these grip screws and get it stuck into the bushings, and then you back up the bushings the next time. But there we go, all done. I have my new Magwell in there. Fit and finish here, you can see that it actually, see if we can get this to focus on that. It actually lines up here quite well. There's doesn't seem to be any issue with that. One of my lights is failing here. Guess the battery's dying. Sorry about that. So it seems to be pretty good. Grab a magazine. This is a unloaded magazine. This is a 10 round 9mm magazine. It protrudes just a little bit out from below the base. Here we have the original 9 round magazines. Obviously you'd have to push that in, but I plan on using the 10 round magazines, so that's perfect for me. And that's it. Thanks for watching.